Welcome to the World United. Welcome to the World United.
Konto Shivo is the founder of Konto Life, a unique spiritual path for current chaotic times. He is an evolution alchemist who integrates quantum sciences with metaphysical and spiritual insights to synthesize consciousness, conscious, subconscious, and superconscious. He has channeled Konto synthesis, a highly accelerated process for subconscious dissolution. His invocation processes are the quantum leap over the traditional methods to invoke gods and goddesses. His concept of quantum entrepreneurship transforms mundane and worldly businesses into cosmic channel of creative manifestation. Konto Shivo is also inventor of many astrology concepts and tools. His deeply insightful research on yuga cycles has the potential to create a whole new vision for humanity. Yuga cycles, in combination with astrological cycles and 50 years consciousness cycles, is a practical tools for making empowering life choices. He has explored the origin of intense chaos currently existing in the world and have developed processes to transform it into creative possibilities. His intervention, his invention, Energy Matrix Astrology, provides new tools and concepts for each human to accomplish his peak potential. I welcome you, Shivoji, and over to you.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you very much. So, all of us want to evolve in life. We want to become better than who we were before, isn't it? We want to become more powerful, more rich, more beautiful, more intelligent, more wise, isn't it? Everybody wants to become more in something. So, why is that so? The reason is very clear that we all are the miniature of God. God exists in all of us. And God Himself wants to evolve. If you see, the whole cosmos is evolving. It's now a fact beyond any doubt. It's a scientific fact that cosmos is continuously expanding, not just expanding, but also accelerating. So whole cosmos is evolving, and no wonder that we being part of the God also want to evolve. We have the deep longing to evolve. And all of us, we keep trying to evolve, to become better. We join courses, we learn from people, we read books, we go through different kind of experiential journeys and all that. Why do we do all that? Because we want to evolve. Now, that's a conscious way of evolution, whatever we are trying. And as we know that subconscious is much bigger than conscious and superconscious, the cosmic field is even far more infinitely vast than subconscious. So, how if we begin to evolve not just through our conscious, but through the observation of our subconscious as well as our alignment with superconscious? So, that's what I'm going to talk about. And one of the quickest way I propose is to partner with gods. In Hindu Dharma, we have so many gods and goddesses, and there are so many rituals, prayers, and fastings, and superstitions around them. So much of that we have really forgotten their essence. But actually, these gods, goddesses, They are not sitting somewhere, but they are the cosmic vibrational field of different qualities. So let me just give examples of the Trinity: Kali, Lakshmi, Saraswati, and Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. So Brahma is the cosmic dimension of creation. So, and we all know that Vishnu is the one who maintains and nurtures, and Rudra is the one, it is said that he destroys, but not exactly. No, he's not the destroyer, he is the transformer. So, wherever the value of something is no more, that's what he destroys, and that changes the form into something valuable. For example, to give the example of Rudra, a lot of people say that Rudra is Bhole Bandari, so he can even bless, he even blesses the asuras, and they're asking for all kind of boons. And then, we have various stories, and one of that story is of Bhasmasur, where Bhasmasur asks for a boon that if he keeps his hand over anybody's head, that being will burn. So Shiva gave the boon, and people say it is because he's very innocent. No, sorry, he did not give the boon because he was very innocent. Because he is very intelligent. This is his mechanism. This is what his role in cosmos is. So then the story says that after Bhasmasur got the boon, he thought, okay, Shiva is the Lord of universe. I will now put my hand over his head and I will burn him. And then Shiva is frightened. He's running around, asking for help, crying for help. This is our misunderstanding. I don't feel this story is like that. The story is how we deal with kids. So sometimes your son is there, 8-year old or 5-year old, and he says, Dad, come on, fight with me. I'll defeat you. So what do you do? I mean, do you use your power and defeat him? No, sorry. You just get defeated at times, because if you defeat him, the problem will be that he will lose all his will, desire to win, isn't it? And you don't want to harm, you don't want to break his confidence. So asuras are that kind of principle of universe. Their job is to increase their ego, increase, and in that they make huge efforts. They gain huge capabilities. They accumulate lots and lots of energies in them. And when their ego has reached its peak, and they also do all tapasya and ask for the boons from Shiva, and Shiva also blesses them with boons and all. But a time will come where their ego has reached the peak. That's when Shiva will come and break their ego. And what happens when their ego is broken? That ego merges into the whole. And that's how the cosmos continuously expands. So let me bring in a little bit of scientific reference here. So scientists say that matter and antimatter exactly are same, but matter has a very long life. Antimatter is life is very short, but there is extreme amount of energy hidden in the antimatter. So scientists say that the reason the cosmos is still expanding today is because there was a large amount of antimatter that got produced at the time of Big Bang, and that is still giving the energy to for cosmos to expand. So these asuras, they gain their ego, and one day the Shiva comes, Rudra comes and kills them. Their ego is then spreads all over cosmos, and expands the cosmos. Devic forces are wonderful. They create, they love, but they are not energetic. This energy comes from the Asura principle. This is the role of Rudra. So within us also we have Asuric tendencies, we have our egos, we have our patterns, uh, which are egoistic patterns. When we have this Rudra consciousness aligned with us, partnered with us, our evolution of this leap from ego to consciousness start to happen very, very quickly. So this is the role of Rudra. And if you can begin to observe your ego, you will already align with Rudra. Now, what is the Vishnu consciousness? Now, Vishnu consciousness is the one which maintains. How does it maintain? How does it counter the threats which come up to it? How does it nurture, make everything grow, flourish? The mode of Vishnu consciousness is that it is aware of the whole all the time. That's what is Vishnu. And how it is aware of the whole? So now scientists have discovered that all over cosmos there is uh, a universal electromagnetic field that pervades cosmos and beyond it. That's what is Vishnu. So when we connect with Vishnu, we start to connect with our realities of which we are not aware. So the Vishnu always becomes very, very aware of what is the current reality. In that awareness, he knows what are the threats which are coming, and he is equipped to garner all the resources by this awareness of the whole. So let's say if you are facing a crisis in business, now what is Vishnu consciousness that can resolve the crisis? By the way, one more thing, it's my favorite that I call Vishnu as the CEO of the cosmos. He's the organizer, CEO. So how does Vishnu consciousness operate? How does, if I can connect with the cosmic Vishnu, what can begin to happen in my own life? So there is one more general thing I would like to say, that whichever God, goddess we want to connect, we can connect, but only, in fact, we are naturally connected to every gods and goddess because our Upanishad says Aham Brahmasmi. That means I am Brahma, I am everywhere. And every being, including all the gods, goddesses, they also exist everywhere. So where is the question? Where is the conflict? I am already connected with them. But no, because I have used ego, because I have used subconscious, various patterns, conditionings driving me, so that crunches my aura, and my aura is no more omnipresent. It is not Aham Brahmasmi. So if you want to connect with any god or goddess, your aura has to become totally free. And for that, your conditioning from within has to dissolve. For example, if you want to connect to Hanumanji, now what is Hanumanji consciousness? Hanumanji is about power with humility. He has got huge power, and yet he's so service oriented, he's so humble. Now, a lot of people will pray to Hanumanji. Suppose if somebody is arrogant, will Hanumanji ever please? Will he ever be pleased? A lot of people think by praying to Hanumanji, I'll get power. But he's so humble. If you are arrogant, can you really connect with him? So it's very easy to connect with Hanumanji as long as you become aware of your arrogance of power. Look at your own life. Whenever you got power, did you become more arrogant or did you become more humble? If you became more arrogant when you got power, then this is the block to connect to Hanumanji. Now, what to do with this block? Just observe it. All the blocks, they exist as vibrational pattern within our bodies. So observe, and in observation they begin to dissolve, and you will connect with Hanuman. It's as simple as that. So coming back to Vishnuji, look at your own life. If you are in a, let's say, in a business crisis, and you want to resolve it, and you want to partner with Vishnu consciousness, so look at your own limitations, become aware of that, how you are projecting and not looking at reality. And if you become aware of all reality, which Vishnuji will help to become aware of. If you become aware of your own limitations, your own potential, or your team's limitation and potential, your ecosystem, your opportunities, your aspirations, your past failures, which are preventing you from, taking going into any mm, evolutionary zone. So if you are aware of your own blocks to Vishnu, you can offer these blocks. You can observe these blocks and you are automatically connected with Vishnu. Same way, uh, Brahmaji is the creative consciousness. So there are many principles of creation. And one of the principle of creation is integration of diversity. Whenever you will integrate the various diversities of your life, a new creation will happen. So let's say there is a genetic scientist, and whenever today it's a huge field. Interdisciplinary research in science is a huge field, and it is said that the people who are expert of one field, when they go into another field, they are the ones who invent the new stuff. It is the principle of integration of diversity at practice, and this principle is true everywhere. If you are a fashion designer and if you delve into the field of music, or if you delve in the field of crafts, you will create something higher. So integration of these diversities is a Brahma consciousness. So what is a block to Brahma consciousness? Block to Brahma consciousness is when we do not want to experience diversity. We are so comfortable in my own, limited circle, and it makes me uncomfortable to experience something new in life. That is the block to Brahma. Same way, if you look at the Kali, Lakshmi, and Saraswati, Kali is again the journey from darkness to light. The Lakshmi is again, a lot of people think that Lakshmi is a goddess of money, but not really. She is much bigger than money. She is the goddess of the all kind of interrelationships in this cosmos. Everything depends on everything else. Like I have got this, the uh, the iron in my body and carbon in my body. From where this came, it never existed on the. It was not part of the solar system. It was not there in sun. It came from some other stars. So see, do you see that my body is also made of composed of some stardust from everywhere? So every plant is interacting with the whole environment. Same way we humans are also interacting with the whole environment, but we are not aware of that, right? So this ability to interact with everyone, ability to learn and grow from everyone, that's what is Lakshmi consciousness. So for that, we first requirement is we should be able to appreciate, enjoy the appreciation of others, feel the beauty of others. And what is the subconscious block to Lakshmi? Jealousy. If you are jealous of someone, however great that person is, you will never appreciate that person, and you will never learn from that. So how to connect, Lakshmi ji, how to connect with the abundance of the cosmos is by becoming aware of your own jealousies. And in that, they start to dissolve. And you start to become you start to expand. And suddenly you will realize that you are in that pure field of abundance. So that is Lakshmi consciousness. Now, what is Saraswati consciousness? Saraswati is the inspiration, is the power of inspiration. We want to, you know, grow in a certain direction because somewhere we got inspired by something. And this lack of inspiration, whenever we lack this inspiration, we feel uninspired in life. We fear the domain of unknown in life. That's what is a block to Saraswati. So look at yourself, see if you are uh, aware of your fear of unknown. Are you comfortable with unknown or not? That is the block to Saraswati. Become aware of that. Trust life. And then suddenly you will see that you are partnered with Saraswati, and she has become part of mm, your aura. Your aura has expanded, and you have gained those Saraswati qualities. So these are just a few examples I have given. There are so many more gods, goddesses. They have their own qualities, and it's really exciting for us to connect with all of them. Uh, and it's my invitation to explore this dimension of self evolution, this dimension of, or this path of very accelerated evolution, where you consciously decide to observe your subconscious, connect with a cosmic dimension, a god, goddess, and these three domains of conscious, subconscious, superconscious become one, and you start to take quantum leaps of evolution. Thank you very much.